Got a Tenable here. Got a couple of these recently. Yep, this one I'm kind of excited for. This is a Tenable Shard, 3.5 inch Kim Ning design, stonewash, 14 seat, gray aluminum diamond pattern handle, and this got their crossbar lock, I believe. And you know what's exciting about this one to me is because the Shard is an interesting knife, and of course these Tenables, they have some unique designs. Let's see what's in here. Comes with some springs, cleaning cloth, some paperwork. The reason I'm pointing all that out is that this is a timbersedgeknives.com piece that I have over from them that I'm gonna run through, and you can find this for sale over there on their site. So it's got extra springs and a cleaning cloth. Yeah, so back to the topic. One of the things that's cool is these Tenables, they have their own designs, but they also are like the house budget line for concept knives. And of course, Concept has the Shard, which is, titanium and S35BN. It's got some super steel stuff. Well, Tenable's got this budget version. Let's get the blade out. Yeah, look at that. And so these Tenable versions, like I say, they have some of their own designs, but when they do a concept version, they tend to just kind of bring down the materials, which brings down the price, makes it more of a budget piece. So this one, instead of titanium, it's got stainless steel liners, aluminum scales on top. So those that worry about aluminum scales or aluminum liners and the knife being rigid or failing, this one's got stainless steel liners in there. Okay, it's just a aluminum scale on top, and that diamond pattern is super grippy. Wonderful stuff on there. And then 14C 28N stonewash steel versus S35 or S90V or whatever they put on it. It's got their crossbar lock, and man, look at the action on this thing. Drop shut, centered blade. It's got the reverse flick, thumb flick, and then of course you can always use the crossbar lock. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's take a peek in here. I've mentioned it before that these tend to come off from the show side. They're not captured, so I'm going to have to hold down, and the screw should come out here. We'll pull this one scale and get a look at it. I don't know that I'll do a complete disassembly, but we'll pull this scale. There's a couple of unique things that we may find in here. Like, for instance, is it adjustable? I'm going to expect it to be adjustable on the springs, but we're going to find out. And I think the liners are heavily skeletonized. We'll take a look there. Looks like the pocket clip is reversible. That's a bonus. Yeah. So exactly what we expected. The stainless liners are heavily skeletonized to keep the weight down. And then it is adjustable. So you pull this scale and you can, on this one, it's set on the lightest setting, which it runs wonderfully, but you could tighten it up 2 notches. And of course, the way that you would do that is you would move this one up on this side, wherever you wanted it. And then I recommend put the scale back on and remove the other side and match that spring tension on the other side. But this one's running like the wind, so I'm not adjusting none of that. I'm going to leave it be. Yeah, wonderful. Get these couple of screws back in here. I noticed Loctite on the screws from the factory. solid as a rock on the blade. It's got a beautiful stonewash finish. Look at that action. Oh, sick. Blade centered. All right, well, we're done taking stuff apart. Let's talk about this action. I mean, I have to give it an A. I mean, I may say an A to an A minus. I'm not even sure why on the A minus, because it is super good. I mean, just as solid and smooth. I mean, that's pretty much just gravity. Look at that. If I lean that knife, I gotta put a little wrist into it to close it, but to open it, look at that. Gravity. Wow. Wonderful. Which, no surprise, not like, Concept doesn't know how to do a crossbar lock, right? Get out of here, man. Ugh. Yeah, let's talk about ergonomics. So all of this milling here is sharp, deep. You can feel it all. It's wonderful. So in hand, this thing is really comfortable. I dig it. It's got great ergonomics. It doesn't have a legit finger guard, so not so confident, very confident. This is going to come up a little short of a competent grip. If I come forward with this without a little more of a finger guard, there's a chance with wet hands. I mean, this is all grippy, but there's a chance that I could come up and over onto that blade if I was coming forward, which would not be good. Yeah. What about a reverse grip? Now, this is a very confident grip. Cap that with my thumb. I'm locked in. My fingers are grabbing the pocket clip here. This is a wonderful grip. Yeah, very locked in if you're down on a reverse grip like this. And then bonus ticks on this one. I can cap it with my thumb and get this Pakal grip here. And this would be my favorite grip on the knife right here. Because, man, the power that I could bring to bear with this grip right here, very confident. Yep, I dig it. Let's check that lock. Yeah, I mean, there's no concerns with that lock failing. How about a pocket clip check? Pocket clip check. Yeah, standard jean size material. Oh, wonderful. With it being up against this milling, yeah, it's just got great grip. And almost completely hidden there. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch kind of poking out of the pocket. Kind of unobtrusive, it's not, it might catch somebody's eye, the pocket clip, but it's subtle. So if you're looking for concealed carry, sort of concealed, right? The pocket clip kind of reveals that. If somebody's scanning the line at 7-Eleven or whatever, it's going to reveal that you've got something in your pocket for sure. And it's got this satin stonewash finish that, I mean, could catch the eye. My spot in the back pocket, I think it's going to be wonderful. Yeah, very nice. The hole gives you something to grab, positive finger hold to get that out of pocket. Very, pardon me, very nice. Safety, can we catch that blade? Yeah, nicely recessed on the tip. There's no contact through the scales in the back, so tip's good, clip's good. I can handle the knife any way I want without making blade sharp edge contact. I wonder if I could throw that blade out. A lot of times on these crossbar locks you can, but let's see. Yep. Not a negative, it just is what it is. It's curious to see if I can do it. Super smooth, but it's going to grab that blade way out here and pull that in. Yeah, look how far out that is. Yeah. So I don't have any concerns about being able to do that because it's connected directly to that lock. See, anytime it starts to open, that lock moves. There's no reason to think that knife's going to come open unless I want it to be. Yeah, and it's going to stay open unless I want it to be closed. Disengage the lock. Let's check that steel. 14C stonewash from the factory. Come on, man. Let's get a clean edge. Here we go. Base to tip. Sharp as a razor. Very nice. Yeah. They do a great job on their edges. Very even all the way through. It's got a nice choil to sharpen up. You'll get a few sharpenings before it gets a smile, but I've talked about this before that if you look right there, you can see the curve on that. So you'll get a couple sharpenings and then you'll start to get a smile on there because the actual curve where that's cut in is, let's see, let me point it out so I can make my point on this. Only so I can make a point. The curve starts right there. So you'll get to sharpen from here to there. And then it'll start to create a smile on this portion right here. Well, there's so much talk about this. I don't know. I kind of don't get it, and here's why. Because if I'm sharpening this knife, I'm using it. And so that little smile on there doesn't mean anything to me, because if I'm using it to the point to where I've sharpened it to get into that, the blade's scratched, the handles are scratched, the pocket clip is showing wear from coming in and out of my pocket. So it's kind of a moot point. If it was a show knife, maybe that's an issue, but on a show knife, that's like a case queen or whatever, I'm not sharpening the knife because I'm not taking this thing out and putting it through its paces. So if I'm going to put it through its paces and sharpen it up and it smiles up, I don't care because it's a user. There's a difference, right? So there's my, I don't know if was that a rant? You could leave a message below. Am I ranting or just explaining myself? I don't know. Right? There's a pretty fine, that's the dividing line, this side to this side of a rant to explaining yourself. That's a razor's edge. All right. How much are these? The little shard from Tenable with aluminum scales. Okay. This particular knife is over at Timber's Edge Knives. It's going to be around $60. So with the discount, if you subscribe, you can get this down around $54, just a tick over $50. But they've got a new policy over there that shipping's been increasing. And so in order to get free shipping, you got to purchase over $60. So in order to get free shipping on this, you got to put another knife with it. You have to put another product with it. Get it over $60. And then the true cost of it is just a tick over $50. Yep. Or you're going to end up picking up a shipping charge. Yep. Pretty cool. The Tenable Shard, 14C aluminum, stainless steel liners, and it's got their crossbar lock. Pretty cool. Appreciate y'all watching. Go check it out.